Good morning. Good morning. I am in a place, a city that I have not been in for 15 years, y'all. For good reason. I'm here for good reason. And that city is Madison, Wisconsin. Madison, Wisconsin. Many of you may know or not know that I was once in a PhD program here in Madison, Wisconsin sociology PhD program. In 2008, I came as a first year PhD student, sociology, and eventually wound up dropping out of the program. Long story short, I'll do a video on why I dropped out, but long story short, racism was infused throughout. Racism is infused, systems of oppression are infused throughout terminal degree programs, period. So I dropped out of Madison, but while I was here for that year, I met some beautiful people. And so I am here for the 10-year wedding anniversary of one person, Michelle, was about 2 cohorts ahead of me and has since graduated, Dr. Robinson, and her husband, Josh, are celebrating 10 years of marriage, and I'm headed to brunch. And I haven't seen some of these people. I know it's 15 years because I celebrated my 30th birthday in Madison, and I will be 45 in 4 months. So that is how I know. It's been 15 years since I've been to Madison. I wish I could see my little outfit, child. Let's see. Let me show y'all my shoes, first of all. Hold on. Let me show y'all my shoes, though. Let me show y'all my shoes, though. Let me show y'all my shoes, though. Ooh, Jesus. They call it grumpy slippers. I saw them online, and I had to get them because they too fire. So yeah, I'm here for Michelle and Josh's 10-year wedding anniversary. Josh is nicknamed by me as Lashes, so I'm very excited to see him, to call him Lashes. I haven't seen Josh since I left Madison, but I just saw Michelle like last year, I think. She came to DC for something sociologically related. So we had lunch. So I am here in Madison, Wisconsin. I actually enjoy Madison. Although I'm a city person, I enjoy the small town of Madison. I enjoy that as somebody who doesn't regularly check their mailbox, the post office worker will just put a handwritten note, please check your mailbox. I enjoy that when they tow your car, they don't really tow your car, they move your car to another street where the parking is okay and give you a ticket. So I didn't have to go to the impound lot when I lived in Madison. I don't know if that's just during snow season. I hate Madison winters. When I say hate, I don't even know how to say hate strong enough to convey how much I hate winters in Madison, Wisconsin. Madison was the first place that I bust my ass on ice. I'm talking went down. Luckily, I was still in my 20s. Madison was the first place I experienced bone chilling cold. Like, I literally know what it means to have your bones chilled in the cold. I developed an allergy, so I have a friend. I hope Emma Shake Shaft is at the brunch, but Emma is from South Central Los Angeles. I'm from New Orleans, and we both developed allergies and broke out into hives. And we both went to the doctor, and he immediately said, "Are y'all from hot climates?" And we said yes. And it was then I learned that you can be allergic to the cold. So I had to get on, I had to take Benadryl, I had to take cortisone, I had to get a shot. So did Emma. You can be allergic to extreme heat and extreme cold, and I am allergic to extreme cold. So that's those things I don't like about Madison, but I love the people. I did not have trouble finding black folk in Madison. So majority of the people at this brunch are gonna be either black, non-white, and super cool white people. So yeah, I'm in Madison for Michelle and Josh's 10-year wedding anniversary. The vow renewal is tonight, but first we got brunch. So I would like you to come along with me to brunch, and then to the wedding, and then tomorrow I believe there's a cookout, and then I fly out early Sunday morning on a 6:30 a.m. flight back to DC. But in the meantime, in between time, let's go have some fun in Madison, right? Cause these three right here. This is my old apartment from when I was a PhD student at UW-Madison in 2008. I lived here from 2008 to 2009. And I can't believe that I'm back here. North Butler Street, unit 1A. I was in a basement apartment, which I love because I had my own door. Y'all, the life of a graduate student. But yeah, the guy who lived there just happened to come out, and I was like, sir, I used to live here 15 years ago. But yep, y'all, this is where I used to live. And it looked just as dingy. Yep, Madison, Wisconsin, y'all. I used to park my car up that hill to the right. Man. But I did have an excellent thing about living here, and that is that I lived 2 blocks from the lake. I don't know if y'all can see the lake through this. So this is actually called an isthmus. It means a strip of land between 2 lakes, so Lake Monona and Lake Mendota. And I believe that's Lake Mendota. So I spent a lot of time on that water. And this is my old block when I was living in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm just taking walks around. I totally forgot to get footage from so yeah, y'all, I'm in my old neighborhood from when I was a graduate student, a PhD student at UW-Madison. I forgot to get footage from brunch. I was so busy running my mouth, catching up with good old friends. I'm gonna see them later at the vow renewal, but it just did my soul so good to see some people who mean and continue to mean so much to me. Even in life now, we still call on each other for opportunities. No one makes me feel less because I didn't get the PhD and they did. It's just so amazing. I enjoyed Madison, Wisconsin. I would not be heartbroken or anything if I ever had to move back to Madison for work or for school. God, I mean, I don't think I'm ever coming back to school, but yeah, I enjoyed Madison. I feel full being back in Madison. Madison, although it was, the winters are brutal here. Madison was good to me. I have my issues with PhD programs as a whole, which is reflected in Wisconsin sociology because it is a PhD program. But there were other parts of the system that took really good care of us as students. Again, I was fully funded. I had a $30,000 a year stipend. I probably would not still live in that basement apartment. I probably would have moved to because it felt tight. But I didn't have complaints like that. My reason for leaving Madison were institutional, inherent to doctoral programs. That Madison just is a doctoral program that operates in the same way. So yeah, it's weird to look at the building from the front because I never used that front door. It was like I was so detached from the fact that I actually lived in an apartment building because I had my own door. But yeah, I'm gonna do a video on why I dropped out of my PhD program. We were talking about that plus reasons that my colleagues almost dropped out, and how the only reason some of them stayed is because they had a safety net that they had built over years. But I was a first year, so I didn't have that yet. So yeah, let me go on over to the lake and sit down like I used to do, and I'll get back with y'all. All right, lovely people, I'm back in a hotel room from brunch. You probably would have seen by now that I stopped at my old apartment that I lived in when I lived in Madison in 2008, from the 2008-2009 school year. I got about 2 hours or so before the actual vow renewal. One thing that was hilarious is that when you meet people, I met these people when I was 29 years old because I turned 30 in Madison, which is how I know it's 15 years ago because I'm about to be 45 in like 4 months. July, August, September, October, November. 4 months, I'm gonna be 45 years old. So I know it's 15 years. So it was just hilarious how we started talking about the ailments, the pains, the physical changes of being in our 40s. Me and Perry personally go together real bad. And if you don't know who Perry is perimenopause. I recall my mother's generation talking a lot about menopause maybe. But nobody talked about Perry. Perry can start as early as 35. I felt like my birthday is on October 12th. I feel like on October 13th, the year I turned 40, a switch went off. Shit started happening. I literally just started feeling different. it was just harder to lose weight. My body hurt more when I worked out, knees, joints. I don't know, y'all. But anyway, so it was hilarious to be talking to people who, some of them were in their early 20s, mid 20s, and I was in my late 20s. And now we're talking about what pillows to buy, what mattresses to buy, what shoes to wear, with insoles. Michelle joked on the invite that we're going to be dancing all night. And I was like, I might need a lot of breaks. And that rippled into a conversation about Perry and the dudes talking about plantar fasciitis and all of this kind of shit. So it's just fun to grow up with people and then to dip back in as you age. So yeah, tonight is the actual vow renewal ceremony. And then tomorrow is a cookout. And then I fly out Sunday morning at like 6:30 in the morning. I did a lot of things to try to avoid a 6:30 flight, but couldn't do it. So that's what we're about to do. And I have begun tracking my steps, and I am only at 44,376 steps. So in order to get to my goal of 8,000 a day, I'm probably gonna go walk on the treadmill real quick before I press my clothes to get ready to go to the vow renewal ceremony. So that's where we at. And probably the next time you'll see me will be at the 10-year wedding anniversary of Michelle and Joshua. I don't call Joshua very, very often. Sometimes I do. But Joshua, my nickname for Joshua is Lashes, because this man's eyelashes, people pay mega bucks. And I don't want to feed into the stereotype of the narrative that people say to men who have great lashes, that you don't need them lashes, give them to a woman, because why wouldn't a man want great lashes? So my nickname for Joshua has always been Lashes. So when I saw him today, I yelled Lashes, and he gave me a great big hug. And I had not seen Joshua in person since I left Madison, just FaceTimes and phone calls. So he's been called Lashes. The last time I saw him was 15 years ago, but he's been called Lashes more recently than that. But it was nice to hug Lashes' neck. He's one of my favorite black men in the whole wide world. I tell him often he should give out, he should be, his black masculinity should be bottled and sold. It is a beautiful thing. I really enjoy him as a person. So yeah, that's what I'm about to do. I'm probably gonna go walk on the treadmill. The hotel has a fitness center, and I'm probably gonna go walk on the treadmill to get as close to 8,000 steps as I can. I don't know how much walking I'll be doing at the vow renewal. I am not a person who generally dances all night long. I give you a little two-step, and then I find me a seat and talk or watch people. So I'm not an all-night dancer, sweat and tear the club up tight. But you know, I love watching people have a good time. So I'm probably gonna go walk on this treadmill. I went to brunch after the brunch. I went to my old apartment. Y'all saw that already. Then I walked from my old apartment to brunch. And then I realized that the brunch place was a half a block from the hotel. So I wound up right back where I started. So yeah, that's what we're about to go do. And next time you see me, it'll probably be at the ceremony. Peace. All right, what do I have on for this renewal ceremony? Little Aldo shoe. Found some pants that fit me at Macy's the other day. Long line shirt from Uniqlo from probably 10 years ago. Little necklace I got from, how do I do this? Zanzibar. Y'all know I got alopecia, so I tend to wear hats. This is a hat I got from Etsy. Yeah, I think I put that shit on. I wish I knew how to hold this camera better, so y'all can check that out. I'm feeling all right. It's an emerging look for me. Mix the little boy and little girl look. So that's what we wearing to the vow renewal. Put that shit on. Hey.
Good evening. Wow, here we are. This is July 5th, 2014. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay.
Wait, what?
I'm so involved in the beginning that I still think the beginning is the present.
Oh, Josh!
We're here to celebrate us, but we're here to celebrate y'all as well. Y'all are our community. Y'all are our family. And so we only thought it was right to be able to pull everything coming together to have a wonderful time with you all.
But given that this is their 10-year anniversary, we thought it made sense to go back to July 4th, 2014, like Joshua was saying. Picture Michelle and Joshua walking hand in hand down the aisle at the beautiful Wisconsin State Capitol building, walking hand in hand as equal partners in love. But know that this was not an accident. You see, for most of its history, America has excluded Black people from July 4th. As our great orator Frederick Douglass reminded us in his famous speech, every single day. He loves her for her insight, her kind heart, her fire and intensity that comes out about the things that she cares deeply about. He loves that you are called to use your talents in service of a world that gives people hope and where people can prosper. Michelle, Joshua loves that you speak life into him in your relationship, and he knows there is death in your steadfast commitment to your marriage. Like that song by Neo, You Make Him Better. Joshua is affirmed to see how much people appreciate Michelle's value as a friend, a colleague, and acquaintance. We know Michelle is genuine because she will say what she can and cannot do, and won't pretend to have space for you if she can't afford it. But we know when we get her time, it's intentional.
Yet there's another equally important fact that I must admit, which is that I know that you were right alongside me, believing in us too. Your belief in your commitment to our marriage and this partnership is one of the infinitely impossible to list things I am proud of.
I'm more invisible than vibrating, I'm exaggerating to express gratitude as my talent to the evidence is there. We care exactly like the Care Bears, even got a whip the Care Bears.
So I am still in Madison. I extended my stay by 1 day. Madison has been giving me so much respite, joy, love. So I extended my stay 1 more day just to spend time alone walking around. And I am on Bascom Hill. So before I accepted the offer to come to UW as a PhD student, they have this thing called Visit Day. And Visit Day is just like it sounds. All the prospective students are here. And baby, let me tell you, like I said, Madison sits on where I lived in Madison sits on an isthmus. I think I say that right, which is a strip of land between 2 lakes, Lake Monona and Lake Mendota. Fun fact, Otis Redding's plane crashed on Lake Monona. He used to be a student at UW too. So Visit Day is in the wintertime. So I had no preparation being a southerner for real winters in the Midwest. So I had on the heaviest coat I owned, which was a mere pea coat. I had on church shoes, which don't have no grip on the bottom. And baby, this hill is where I bust my ass. I'm flailing, falling, sliding, then I just fell on my back. Bascom Hill. Let me show y'all what it looked like. Y'all see that incline? You can't even really see it as good on this camera as this incline is. It is it is steep in and of itself. Objectively speaking, it's a steep hill. It's also a very long hill, a beautiful hill, but When there is snow on the ground and this concrete has not been salted, baby, it is ice. And I slid and fell on my back. Lord. And this is also the place where I experienced bone-chilling cold for the first time in my life. I completely began to understand what bone-chilling cold meant. Bascom Hill. I am currently on my way to the sociology building. I realized I did experience emotional harm from the department, so I'm just gonna walk through and release all of that. And that's it. That's what I'm doing today. I don't know. I'm gonna let the day lead. I'm gonna let myself follow the day and let it do what it do. So let's see where I end up today. UW-Madison, baby. Haven't been back in 15 years. Left here in 2009. Sewell Social Science Building, where I spent a year as a PhD student. I can't say I ever thought I'd come back in here, but so much of this feels like I've never been in here before. And that is weird. I remember this, I think, from visit day. I just feel it's just so odd. I feel like I've never been in here.
The way we remember things is sometimes not how they are in reality. 15 years ago, I withdrew from this sociology PhD program. I had not returned to Madison since leaving in 2009. But here I am inside of the sociology program department. I realized that I still had unresolved trauma stored in my body from that experience, and I felt like walking the halls of that building would allow me to release what was left inside of me. It would allow me to forgive the institution, certain people, and most importantly, forgive myself. As I walked up to the building, it was as if I had never been there before. It looked nothing like I remember. Nothing. To the point where I was like, well, maybe I used to come in from another direction. I remember the buildings along the walk there, but I simply did not feel like I was entering a building that I had entered at least 100 times before or more. I walked inside, a few things I vaguely remembered, heavy on the vague, but nothing about it was firmly rooted in my memory, as I had expected. I mean, I'd had recollections, I'd had memories, I'd talked to friends about classes we took, about exams we had, full-fledged conversations. And in those moments, I had imagery in my mind, colors, angles, hallways, offices, doors. But when I walked up to the actual building, went inside, got off the elevator on the appropriate floor, it was as if I was entering for the first time. Save the glass office where we used to drop off exams, register, and access certain things. That looked very familiar. But overall, the sociology floor was smaller and less eventful than I remember. Our memories can be wrong. What we remember can in actuality be smaller than we remember, less eventful than we remember, less grand than we remember, less big than we remember. And sometimes going back and revisiting physical spaces can free us up from what our memory says is so big, so important, so grand, so pretty. Every time I enter the home of a relative who still lives in the same house they did when I was little, I think, damn, this house felt bigger when I was a kid. Every single time. Our memory can be wrong. The way we remember things is sometimes not how they are in reality. You see, time is not linear. It's not just the clock and the calendar that moves. So do we. We expand, we contract, we have experiences, we grow, we get taller, we get wider. This impacts our today's perspective on the past. Our memory can be wrong. The way we remember things is sometimes not how they are in reality today. Sometimes we got to revisit places to get our healing. Because if we leave it to memory alone, we will assign things a value that's too big for its reality. We will remember it as more eventful than it is today, more grand than it is today, and dare I say, more grand than it ever was.